Thank you all for attending today's webinar. So I'm a co-founder and CEO of Ampcera. I will give you introduction of what we do or why we do what we do and some latest progress we've made. So at Ampcera, a lot of things that we do are kind of similar to what Winshaw presented. We're also working on developing better battery technologies for electric vehicle and other mobility applications. So today I'll present to you the advances of solid-state electrolyte and manufacturing technologies for next generation batteries. Okay, so what are the problems with today's batteries? So we sometimes read in the news that somebody's Tesla car just caught fire in the garage. And of course, nobody wants that to happen in their home. And I've heard some stories that people are even kind of scared to put their Tesla car or other EVs in the garage because the worry of the batteries can catch fire. And the problem is the flammable nature of the battery. And of course, today's batteries, they do not store enough energy. So sometimes we drive an EV and if you drive a long distance across the state, you may get stuck in the middle of the freeway and before you get to your destination and you can't find any charging station. Right? So the range is definitely a pain point for today's batteries. So that's why a lot of the automotive companies and other companies that use this battery technologies, they have been looking for better battery technologies. So solid state battery is a main next generation technology. So why solid state batteries? So if we look at this schematic on the left, that's a schematic of the current lithium ion batteries design. So it contains different components, and the most important thing is it contains the flammable liquid. Okay, that's why when you travel, your laptop has batteries, or even your cell phones, those when you go through the airport, they're considered dangerous goods. Right? Every time we buy something online, when you receive the package, it will show this a danger label on the electronics package because it contains lithium ion batteries. So when we make solid state batteries, we basically replace the flammable liquid with the safe solid state electrolyte. Okay, so that is the critical component that makes solid state batteries solid. So at Ampcera, our core business is the development and manufacturing and commercialization of solid state electrolyte. Okay, so the background picture here is one of the microscopic images that we took of our materials. We are a technology company that started back in 2017. We first started the company in the Silicon Valley, and later on we expanded our R&D and production in the state of Arizona. So as of now, we have accumulated more than 25 patents, including international and US patent applications and granted patents. We've developed quite a few very good partners, both in technology development and commercializations. Okay. And we've also got more than 200 paying customers who are buying our products on a regular basis. And also we're very proud that all our technology development and manufacturing is made in the USA. Okay. So very briefly about our team. So I'm Su-Ming. I'm a material scientist by training. And later on, I transitioned into business and management roles at a few material science and technology companies before starting the company Ampcera with my co-founders. So my CTO co-founder, Hui Du, he also got a material science background. He completed his PhD at Carnegie Mellon and then continued his postdoc research at the National Renewable Energy Lab in Colorado. And then later on, he joined a battery technology company called Scion Power. He was the materials department manager at Scion Power. 2017, we decided to leave our corporate jobs and started the company with a couple of other co-founders. And along the way, we've also got some amazing advisors, and we're also in the process of adding some more key management team members as we continue to grow into the next stage. So I'd like to share on our approach in developing the technology and taking our technology to the market. So I will highlight three main topics here. One is innovation, the second is collaboration, and the third is commercialization. Because we believe that any new technology has to get to the market, and we are a pioneer in making that happen in our industry. So first, talking about innovation, as mentioned, we have been very diligent in developing the IPs to protect our technology. So our key IPs are around the three areas. The first is around the core solid-state electrolyte materials technology. And the second part is related to manufacturing technology and the microstructures, the structure designs that are enabled by our manufacturing technology. And the third area is at the battery cell level. So how we can leverage on our material science expertise and the know-hows to create a unique structure that enables long cycling life and high performance of solid-state batteries. And we're glad to say that these technology merits have been validated by some of our key partners, both in the US and internationally. And we even got a lot of publications from top research institutes that we partner with, and they've published in top research journals based on the use of Ampcera's core solid electrolyte materials technology. So I also wanted to take this opportunity to show some real tested data. So on this slide, we are showing some typical performance data of our solid-state electrolyte. So in the middle, we show the lithium-ion conductivity. That is a measure of how fast we can conduct lithium ions back and forth between during the charge and discharge cycles when people use batteries or charge the batteries. So currently, in our solid-state electrolyte can achieve over 10 millisiemens per room temperature ionic conductivity. This is comparable to liquid electrolyte. And this number, this performance number, to our best knowledge, it's an order of magnitude higher than what we have seen from other competitors or what has been published in our industry. Right? We can also control the morphologies of the particles, the materials to fit in different components of the battery cells, so they can enable batteries to perform at the best performance possible. So talking about the cell level performance, we know the solid electrolyte materials is something that fills into the cell. So the performance of the cathode, the anode, and the whole battery cell would depend on the solid electrolyte core technology. So we also wanted to show that our technology has been validated both by our in-house testing and at some of our partner labs. So the data I'm showing here are the results we tested in our lab. So we built these pouch cells. So these are prototype solid-state battery cells. So on this chart, we're showing two series of test results. So the first series, we started the development testing of the series about 6 months ago. And the cell continued to cycle to more than 3,000 cycles at 1C charge discharge rate. And this is based on the use of Ampcera's solid-state electrolyte and a silicon material as the anode. Right? And our second generation development is already performing far better than the first generation. So we're pretty excited about these kind of results. And we've also tested our solid electrolyte in lithium metal cells. So this would be similar to the lithium metal batteries that Wenxiao presented earlier. But in this case, we use a solid-state electrolyte. So lithium metal cells are pretty challenging. They have like lithium dendrite issues, as Wenxiao mentioned. We're using our solid electrolyte. We have been able to demonstrate over 500 cycles without a shorting due to the lithium dendrite. So this is also among the best in the industry that has been reported so far. So we are not doing all of these alone. Okay? We relied heavily on collaboration. So talking about collaboration, the work we do at Ampcera has been very well supported by the US Department of Energy. So along the way, during our development in the last few years, we've been very fortunate to be selected by the US Department of Energy to work with some of the best and the brightest people and companies and organizations in the United States to really advance the solid-state battery technology. So here are the list of the 4 ongoing active projects we are currently working on with our partners. As you can see, we work with some of the top national labs and the 2 largest automotive OEMs in the US. So the latest project that we just kicked off is the US DOE program called EVs for All. Right? This project, we would work with Ford Motors to develop a fast-charging solid-state batteries that would also be low cost for adoption by the majority of the US public. Right? That's why it's called EVs for All program. So we're very excited about all these ongoing programs. And of course, there are other programs that we work with our commercial partners that we cannot disclose here under the NDA. But I wanted to highlight a strategic investor we got to work with. That's the Hanwha Solutions. Hanwha is a Korea-based conglomerate. They are quickly expanding their batteries business, and we're very fortunate to work with them as Ampcera continues to scale up our process, and as we continue to expand our market share, and as we continue to see the increase in orders from our customers. So Hanwha will be a good partner of this growth. So ultimately, no matter what technology we develop, we wanted to be commercially successful, right? So as a company, since the very beginning, our business model was built on taking the technology to the market. So that's why we have been selling some of our commercialized products since a couple of years ago until now. We have some of the top automotive OEMs and battery makers in the world who are using Ampcera's solid electrolyte for solid-state battery development. And it's also interesting to see that some of the even publicly listed companies, relatively newly listed companies, they also have been using our materials for advanced cell development. So we believe that Ampcera is sitting at the forefront for the next generation battery technology development and commercialization. And with the market continues to grow, the demand for our product will continue to grow at a fast pace. So another thing that's really favorable to our development is the recently announced Inflation Reduction Act by the US government. So with the IRA, there is a mandate to have a high percentage of battery components manufactured in North America. Okay, since the beginning of this year, 2023, the requirement is 50%. That already eliminated a lot of EV models from enjoying the 7,500 tax credit because they don't have the necessary battery components made in the US. And going forward, it's going to be even more challenging. That's why we're seeing a lot more investment these days in the battery industry in the United States. Okay, so Ampcera is a 100% made in US. Our technology partners and our commercialization partners are centered around the US. So we see potential opportunities to ride on this wave and benefit from these US government programs. Okay, to summarize, so Ampcera, we are a technology company with a strong IP portfolio, and we have good partners, and we are really a pioneer in the commercialization of the next generation battery technologies. And some of our products are on the market. And we believe we're currently the market leader for the products we develop and sell to the market. Okay, with that, I'd like to thank you all again for your attention.